Good morning, students. Today we are going to do the chapter Journey to the End of the Earth. This chapter was written by Ishani Doshi, and she is Indian. She has actually, this is a poem what composed by her, and it has been presented here in a form of chapter. We will see some facts about the South Pole, which is considered to be the end of the earth. Let's see the chapter. First of all, some facts about the writer of this chapter. She is a poet, journalist, dancer based in Chennai. She writes a blog titled Hit or Miss on Krishinfo. She is also collaborated with cricketer Muthaiya Muralidharan on his biography. She works as a freelance writer and worked with choreographer Chandralekha. Countries of the body poetry, conflict and instability with previous hell and affects manics, the pleasure seekers fiction, everything badges elsewhere poetry, and there are some other works. Let's see this graph showing the map of the world. If you can see, look at there, Southern Ocean, and this is the some part of the Southern Ocean. So it is divided, it has divided the world into different parts. So the south part of this map is considered to be the South Pole, and for a long time it had been considered as the no man's land. But man, being the most crazy being, has also reached on this place. This is showing the Dakshin Gangotri head of it, base of India. Dakshina Gangotri Dagghar means the place which was considered no man's land is now also habitated by some people. You will also find some other facts about the Atlantic Ocean and Indian Ocean, and our reach is there, the Indra Point. Journey is possible by sea, not other way. The ship has two passenger decks, dining room, a bar, a library, and sauna, and accommodate 54 passengers. Academic Shuklakshi, it is an ice strengthened ship built in Finland in 1982, originally used for oceanographic research. In 1998, she was fully repurposed to serve as the research ship for Arctic and Antarctic work. She used also expedition cruising. expedition, a journey. She is named after the Russian oceanographer Yuli Shokleski. A place has been uh, mentioned in the chapter, that is Gondwana, actually Asia and Eurasia, mixture of Europe and Asia. Actually, it was Gondwana land. It was divided due to the separation in the plates of the earth crust. So Gondwana was half of the Pangaea and supercontinent, along with a northern supercontinent known as Laurasia. Gondwana was an ancient supercontinent, Eurasia that is known, that broke up about 180 million years ago, separated. The continent eventually split into land masses we recognize today: Africa, South America, Australia, Antarctica, the Indian subcontinent, and the Arabian Peninsula. We will see in this globe continental drift. Pangaea has been drifted into separate part, Laurasia and Gondwana, and the modern world looks like that. The continent drift, the familiar continent of today, are really only a temporary arrangement in a long history of continental movement. Land masses on Earth are in a constant state of slow motion and have at multiple times come together as one. India moving towards the Eurasian plate, which resulted in the formation of the Himalaya. Himalaya is still forming, it is still rising up. Cordillera is an extensive chain of the mountains or mountain ranges. The term is particularly applied to the various ranges of the Andes of South America and less frequently to other mountain ranges in the ridge that rims the Pacific Ocean. And Precambrian time covers the vast bulk of the Earth's history, starting with the planet's creation about 4.5 billion years ago and ending with the emergence of the complex multi-celled life forms almost 4 billion years later. The Precambrian is the earliest of the geological ages, which are marked by different layers of the sedimentary rocks laid down over millions of years. These rocks layers contain a permanent record of the Earth's past, including the fossilized remains of the plants and animals buried when the sediments were formed. We can see in this map, and the countries which fall in this area. The Drake Passage, which has been mentioned in the chapter, it is a narrow body of water between Antarctica and South America that serves as an ocean going connecting point between the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean, named after the English navigator Sir Francis Drake. So, this stretch of water is frequently by iceberg, huge waves, and plushed by gale force wind. Very small length, 0.5 to 2 uh, mm mitts type of animal type insect is found there. There are thousands of species, of which many live on animal. They have 8 legs and a body with little or no segmentation, egg, larval, nymphal, and adult stages. Mice, novating, mice or Ghent is also found here. It is a type of fly, tiny two wings flies that superficially resemble mosquitoes. It is not a mosquito, it is a type of fly. Mices are harmless with a small mouth parts that are not elongated into a piercing structure for food feeding only. The Western Antarctic ice sheet is the segment of the continental ice sheet that covers West Antarctica, the portion of Antarctica on the western hemisphere. West Antarctic ice sheet, that is known as WAIS. Temperature of the WAIS seems to rise at alarming level. The WAIS is classified as the marine-based ice. You can see in this map, this is classified as marine-based ice sheet, meaning that its bed lies well below sea level and its edges flow into floating ice shelves, which causes alarming situation to the earth as it is melting because of the global warming. How fast sea level rises will depend a lot on how fast the West Antarctic ice sheet crumbles. This is the alarm to the earth. Due to the global warming, this ice is melting, and due to this, the level of the Antarctic ice sheet is decreasing and it is increasing the water level of the ocean. How the Gulf Stream works. Look at this Gulf Stream that is formed in the ocean. Then after that it moves towards the mountains. The Gulf Stream, together with its northern extension, the North Atlantic Drift, is a powerful, warm, and swift Atlantic Ocean current. That is, ocean current means the moving the Gulf Stream is caused because of the movement in the ocean that originates in the Gulf of Mexico, exits through the Straits of Florida, and follows the eastern coastlines of the United States and the Newfoundland before crossing the Atlantic Ocean. The Gulf Stream splits in two, with the Northern Stream crossing to Northern Europe and the Southern Stream recirculating of West Africa. The Gulf Stream influences the climate of the east coast of North America from Florida to New Zealand and the west coast of Europe. You can see the affected part of the Gulf Stream. Look at the map closely and see the places which are affected by this Gulf Stream. And who was the founder of this Gulf Stream? The executive director and expedition leader, educator, social entrepreneur, and adventurer, Geoff Green. Geoff Green made his first expedition to the Arctic and Antarctic in 1994. He was profoundly inspired by these cornerstone of our global ecosystem. He has since led more than 120 expeditions to the polar region and dozens of journeys to the most remote corners of the planet. The crew members of his journey you can see in this picture. Students on Ice. Geoff is the founder and executive director of the Students on Ice, an award winning program that has taken more than 1,500 youth, educators, elders, experts, scientists, leaders, artists from around the world on educational journey to the Arctic and Antarctic. It supports initiatives related to youth education and the environment in the polar regions. You can see some people in this youth, students on ice. Now, their mandate to educate the world youth about the importance of the polar region, to support their continued growth, and to inspire initiatives that contribute to global sustainability. The SOI Foundation is internationally recognized as pioneer and a leader in polar education. Some members of the expedition team. Yes, this you can see how do they make their journey to this place. This is the navigational source of the place. Phytoplankton. What is phytoplankton has been shown. They provide food for wide range of sea creatures including whales, shrimp, snails, and jellyfish. Phytoplankton, also known as microalgae, a type of algae, contain chlorophyll and require sunlight in order to live and grow. Most phytoplankton float in the upper part of the ocean where sunlight penetrates the water. This is the example and this is the picture of the algae. Gore-Tex is a waterproof, breathable fabric membrane. What is the use of this? Invented in 1969, Gore-Tex can repel liquid water while allow water vapor to pass through and is designed to be a lightweight waterproof fabric for all weather use. It is composed of the Teflon. You may see the picture of seals which are found on this pole. Crevator seals, they are medium to large sized, over 2 meters in length, relatively slender and pale color, found primarily on the free floating pack ice that extends seasonally out from the Antarctic coast. They use the ice pack as a platform for resting, mating, some social aggregation, and accessing their prey. They are by far the most abundant seal species in the world. Mammoth, any member of an extinct group of elephant found as fossil. The woolly northern or Siberian mammoth is by far the best known of all the mammoths. A fossil of a mammoth in a museum that is not now living being. They are found only the fossils, and it is the picture which has been uh, displayed in the museum. Woolly rhino, woolly, having wool on the skin. The woolly rhino is an extinct species of the rhinoceros that was common throughout Europe and Northern Asia during the Pleistocene epoch. So that is all about the things which are found in this chapter, and some related questions based on the paragraphs and the examination based questions we will discuss in the next slide. Thank you and have a nice day.